And then after Christmas break, you guys will have a chance to order senior wear again, and we'll get another order in before the end of the year. So you don't have to do it then, but we want the option of your parents to be able to give you Christmas presents if they want to of your senior wear. It'll be a sweatshirt, a long sleeve t-shirt, sweatpants, and a regular t-shirt that you guys will have the option to order. The only other thing is mark your calendars for prom. It's the first Friday in May, which is May 3rd. It'll be at the Pennas on Hayes. More info about that will obviously come out closer to the date. And any information that you guys need or questions you have or any updates or information we have to give you, if we can't get it to you individually, what we do is we put it on the Class of 2013 Facebook page. So I know a bunch of you check it a lot, but check it here and there and see if there's any announcements from either Ms. Berube or myself.
Yearbook stuff, right? In your packet, there's a letter, and it's addressed to your parents. Usually this gets passed out at a meeting for the parents. And the counselors are going to recommend that you take this and go home and go through it all with your folks. And when you do, let them know there's a contract in there that if your parents wanted to take out an ad in the back of the yearbook saying, "Oh, I love Junior, they're so fantabulous." And a lot of your parents like to do that. So I've gotten a few emails, so they're looking for that. So that's the yearbook information about how to take a senior parent ad out in the yearbook. Plus the deadlines for the yearbook photo, which was Friday. And again, we usually have this meeting a little earlier, but if you have not turned in, if you've not turned in your photo, your portrait to be included in the senior yearbook, you have to do that now. If you're having your photo done at CLOP, or you had it done at CLOP, you're all set. You need to pick which pose you wanted. Make sure you go back and do that so they can get me. CLOP will send it to me and take care of that. CLOP creates the composite. A lot of times I say the composite, like, what you talking about? This is the composite. CLOP creates this, so if you did not take your photo at CLOP, you need to take a disc to CLOP to be included in this, because if they don't have it, they can't put you on here. So if you didn't go to CLOP, you have to take them your photo to be included in this. They do a nice big one. It goes up in the hallway and stays there forever for history. And then you also get a copy this size of the composite. So make sure you do that. Bring me your disc if you went someplace else so I can put you in the yearbook, and then take CLOP one so they can put you on the composite. And if you're getting your photo done at CLOP, get it done and they'll get it to me. And if you haven't, it's like, oh, I probably should have thought about that. You need to think about that now, and you should come see me and we'll take care of you. If it's truly a financial burden, it's like, wow, 45 bucks or 40 bucks, I just cannot do it, Mr. Flanagan. Come see me, individually, privately, and we can make some arrangements for you. I can probably get that taken care of for you. So if it's truly a financial difficulty, I'll take care of you. So you come see me. I'd like to see you represented in the yearbook. I really want to see all of you represented in the yearbook. So if it's really a financial deal, come see me individually after school, seminar, pull me aside, and I'll take care of you. So again, the contract's in there for the senior parent ads. Tell mom and dad that you want them to embarrass you fully in the yearbook. And any questions about that, again, you know where my room is, 1800, just outside here. Come see me.
All of you picked up a folder as you were walking in. That's what we call your senior folder. And we're going to go over that with you today. Part of that is with college applications, scholarships, all of the above. The one thing I want to go over with you is the green form inside your folder. Green form. It's really important that you have a plan, whether that's going to college or going into the world of work or the military. When you leave here, we want you to have a plan walking out of the doors. This here on the side where it says career and opportunities goes over websites where you can look up certain college majors. You can look up various colleges. You can look up trade programs. But it helps you narrow down what it is that you want to do after you graduate. And that's our goal, is to just help you have a plan moving forward. The other side goes over 10 steps for going into the military. I am one of the military recruits for here. I work with military recruiters, so if any of you are interested, you can always come see me. But basically, going through this folder today, we just want you to know that we're all here for you to make appointments with. We want to go over this stuff with you. And if you have any questions, let us know, okay?
Hi, Mr. Howell, the counselors as well. We're going to be looking at the dark yellow sheet. Dark yellow. two-sided. The first side we're going to look at is the one with the ACT test. We get a lot of students coming to us and asking us about your ACT scores and what you can do to improve them and if you can retake your ACT test. Yes, you can take your ACT test. ACTstudent.org is the website you want to go to log on and sign up. The next test is in December. You have a deadline of November 2nd to turn in your final application for the December date. There is a late fee required if you sign up after November 2nd. From November 3rd through the 16th, they will charge you a little bit extra. Okay? That test will be taken at a destination that they will send to you via email. There are a few other dates as well that you can take the ACT test, but a lot of you will be applying to colleges, so if you are applying to colleges and you want to improve your ACT score, the next best one to take is the one in December. Also, on the other side of the dark yellow sheet, we're going to talk a little bit about college visits. You guys have had the opportunity your junior year and your senior year to sign up for college visits. Colleges come in to our school and come and see you guys to talk about their application process, their scholarship offers, their campus, their athletic programs, pretty much anything that has to do with their college they're going to discuss. It's during the seminar. If you come into the counseling office, you will find a yellow notebook. If you sign your name up onto the colleges that you want to see, we will send you a pass fifth block on that day for you to come during seminar. All right? It shouldn't take all of seminar. It probably takes most of seminar. But it's a good opportunity for you to meet the college representative that will be looking at your application first. And that's always a good way to ask questions and get to know them a little bit more. All right? So there's a list that you have, but we have an updated list in the counseling office. So if you're looking to sign up for some colleges, go check it out in the counseling office first because that's the most updated list. Some of these we've had to reschedule due to certain meetings and such not. But we'll hope to see all of you at least 2 to 3 college visits this year. Thank you very much. We hand it over to Mrs. Colby.
Sorry, you had to look. Okay, I'm going to go over the application process. I've had a lot of questions, even you coming up and getting your folders. Many of you started putting in college applications in the summer because we got requests for transcripts. Most colleges do that online anymore. So please try and go online to their website and do the application for undergraduate admissions. Many times that's free if you do it online. Many times if you don't and you have to do a paper copy, you can download that off their website, or we have some copies in the counseling office. So if you don't have a computer, it doesn't mean you can't apply, but sometimes you have to send a transcript and it goes in the mail. Sometimes it takes a while to go back and forth. So if you can download it or if you can do it online, that would help speed things up a little bit. You're going to try and get your applications done by Thanksgiving. And many of you, I didn't have a chance to look at the numbers yet. We've sent in hundreds of applications so far. Make sure that if you apply to the University of Michigan, they use the common application. They do not have a separate application. The common application is you do the application once and it can go to several colleges. However, there's a recommendation form there. Make sure that you ask your teachers with enough time, a couple weeks in advance if you need them to write you a letter of recommendation. Give them time to write a good letter for you. The counselors also, when they fill out the common application with the criteria they ask for, they ask us to write a letter of recommendation. It really helps if you send us a list or give us a list of just separate activities that you do outside of school. We do want to write the best recommendation letter for you as possible and show that you're a well-rounded person. You're just not what's on that transcript. You're a human being, you do other things outside of school, you participate in various activities. So please let us know so we can write you a good one. I would also recommend, if you haven't gone to a lot of college visits, as Mr. Howell said, please go to some of them. If you've narrowed it down to Grand Valley, Western, Eastern, whatever, please go, and sometimes that rep can waive the fee when you go to that college visit. Not all of them do, but there's a chance you might. And maybe you weren't thinking of those schools before. You're still welcome to sign up and participate. Please try and visit the schools that you're choosing to go to. Let's say you put in 4 applications online and you're not sure where you want to go. Go to that college and visit. See what the programs are like, what kind of equipment they have. If you're interested in engineering, maybe you need to go to Lawrence Tech and you need to look at the facilities they have and find out about those programs. Some schools will have on-site admissions right there. So you take your transcript, you take your application, and either right then and there or within about 48 hours, they will let you know whether you were admitted or not. Doesn't mean you have to go there. You want to leave your options open because obviously there's a cost involved and you have to take that into consideration along with your parents. So if you cannot make it to the college and visit it, they quite often have these tours online. So they can take virtual tours and you can at least see a little bit of it. It's not quite the same as visiting there and getting a feeling for it. Maybe you have a choice between a public or a private school. Do you want a large school? Are you better off with smaller classes in a small school? Maybe you want a rural as opposed to an urban type of school. So look at all those things, but very important, make sure they have a program of study that you want to go into. ACT has a wonderful website. You've all taken the ACT as part of the MME last year. They have a website and they have links that will tell you and help guide you through careers that may be of interest to you. On the back of that ACT form, there's a world of work. And it tells you, are you good with people? Are you better with data? Do you like technology? So it kind of directs you into careers where your interests and abilities are. They can give you information about colleges. You can put information in and they will compare colleges financially for you. If you have to fill out an application, many of those applications require that you put down your second semester classes. That's why the seniors were the only ones that had those classes on their schedule. However, I will tell you that if you put that down, you send in your application and you are accepted, they do not like you to change your classes. And I will tell you, especially with academic ones, if you choose Michigan State, they will tell you, no, you cannot change those classes. You were accepted based on what you put down. You change it, they can rescind it. So please be very careful before you fill those out, that those are the classes that you do want to take. Sometimes the colleges won't admit you right away. Obviously, the earlier you apply, the earlier you will find out because they get very busy. If you get a letter that says, we want 7th semester grades, then you have to let us know, because once you put that application in, it's between you and them. They will not send us a letter asking for 7th semester grades. So if they need to know the grades at the end of January, once it's on the transcript, we will be happy to send out another transcript with those 7th semester grades. Transcripts, on the other hand, we do have to make them official when we send them out. There's a couple ways of doing it. A couple people asked me, again, when they were coming in, and I said we were going to cover this. Transcripts used to be sent in totally by mail, and it used to go back and forth, and it took several days, and then you get a note saying, your school never sent it in. Well, we did. We didn't get it back, but somehow it got lost in the mail. A good way to do it is that sheet in your folder that talks about DocuFi. That's a statewide initiative. DocuFi is really in the Midwest. And on the top of it, I gave you the website, www.parchment.com. You're going to create an account in there with a login. You have to have an email in order to do it this way. For most of your Midwest states, these transcripts are sent for free. If you decide you're going to the University of Southern California and it's not listed on there and they're going to charge you a fee to send the transcript, bring it to our office. We'll send it for you. Don't pay the fee. Most of your in-state schools will accept it from Parchment at no cost. The best part of that program is you're going to request that Fraser High School send your transcript, maybe U of M Dearborn, Ferris State, Central, whatever. And you only have to put the schools down. You could put 5 or 6 at the same time, or you can do it in several different sessions. We look at that every morning. If I see that you are requesting a transcript be sent, we'll approve it, and then we'll upload it. And then if you get on later on onto Parchment and you check, you will see the counselor uploaded it, the school received it, and the exact date the school downloaded it, so you know that they've received it. So I would take advantage of that. It's there in a matter of a couple of minutes. It really is. I've had other people call and say from previous years, you know, they say they never got your final transcript, so can you upload it? And we can also request it. As long as you have an account, that's your permission for us to give them your transcript. If you don't make an account, we do not upload it. Once you graduate, your transcripts are handled out of the main office, but until then, we handle all of those transcripts. Some schools need it official. If you look at your copy of your transcript that's in your folder, there probably are a couple of people in here that don't have any classes. That's because it's not on your transcript yet. Maybe we're waiting for something from the school that you transferred from. So if you don't, you need to see us. I know personally I have one person, and that was quarters at a school, and they haven't figured out how to do quarters yet on the transcript. So if you need it, there's ACT scores on there. Most of your schools will accept the ACT scores off of that transcript. If you notice, attendance is on there as well. That's required by law to be on the transcript. Make sure that transcript is correct. If you notice anything, if for some reason you had an incomplete and then it was changed later, please let your counselor know. Any questions you have, please come and see us. On the transcripts, the ACT scores are on there as well as MME scores, but I will tell you that Michigan State and the University of Michigan do not accept those scores off of our transcript. When you took the MME last year, and I tried to encourage you to put the schools down even though you didn't know where you wanted to go, if you did not put those schools and they require it officially from ACT, then you must write ACT, get on their website, and you must pay to have those sent officially from ACT. So you have to be very careful. They'll email you back and forth if something's not right when you put in the application or they need more information. But if it's official, we have to have it from ACT. There are a few people in here that might be interested in NCAA and getting cleared in order to play sports in college. Those transcripts are very important to have. NCAA, again, needs it officially. They will not take our transcript. They need ACT scores officially, okay? They recalculate your GPA. There are certain classes that they consider to be cleared. We have to give a description of the syllabus and what's included in that course in order for them to accept it. And of course, they keep raising the standards for NCAA, so it gets more and more difficult. But they will recalculate it. They don't use pluses and minuses. So if you get a B plus in a class and a B minus in another class, it's a B, it's a straight B. But they only take the cleared classes. So that predominantly is math, English, science, foreign language, social studies. Okay, social sciences like psychology are cleared. If you have transferred from another school and you're applying to NCAA, you must get a transcript from that school. Even though those classes are on our transcript, we didn't get those classes cleared. The other school did, so you have to send both official transcripts from each school. Please remember your PIN number because they won't talk to anybody without that PIN number. It's a very secure site. We can't even talk to them about what's on your form. And now I know the hardest part is how am I going to pay to go to school? And Mrs. Trush will go over some of the financial aid for you.
Wow, this is great. I love you guys too. Okay, I'm here to talk about the money. I guess the short version would be senior year and beyond is expensive. But in lieu of that, I do want to point a few things out to you. So if I can direct your attention to the yellow sheets. Some of this stuff has already been talked about, so So I'm not going to read you line by line everything on here. You know about the ACT. Many of you have already come forth if you want to take it again, so you know how much that costs. The SAT, very few people seem to take. Mrs. Colby just addressed the NCAA. Mr. Flanagan covered yearbooks, senior pictures, all of that. So and homecoming has passed, and we already talked about the college application process and the cost for those. So I want to jump down to the on-campus housing deposit. For those of you that will be going away to school, at some point they are going to ask for a deposit. And that's just a heads up to let you know that that will be coming. That's not the point where you have to pay for that whole first semester or anything, but they will ask for a deposit to say, you're guaranteeing that, hey, I am coming to your school. Beyond that, there's the AP tests, and you will hear more about that in your AP classes. They're $89. The prom cost, I don't know that Ms. Berube or Ms. Giletti gave the exact cost yet. You can plan on somewhere between $70 and $80. The all-night party is usually around $40. Honors Convocation, obviously, that's free of charge. The last thing that I want to address, and somebody asks every year, senior trip. It doesn't cost anything because we do not have a school-sponsored senior trip. So every year we get a few parents calling and wanting to know, how do we go about, paying the money for that trip to Cancun or whatever. We don't do it. So, and this information will be going home. I know many of you are going, but we're not involved in that, okay? We do have a lot of fun activities going on, but not a trip, out of state, okay? Along the money lines, if I can direct your attention to that second sheet, a lot of people have come forth and asked about scholarship opportunities, because let's face it, college is expensive. And every penny you can earn, to help with some of those costs is helpful. There's a lot of websites here that you can search, and quite honestly, scholarships, it's going to be about hard work and effort on your behalf. The more you search, the more you can possibly earn or have available to you. The last sheet just talks a little bit about scams and things to avoid when you're searching for a scholarship. And again, I'm not going to read this whole thing to you. You can, read it on your own time. But one of the big things, keep in mind, you guys, don't pay somebody to find you money. The idea is you're trying to get help for school. Okay? So be aware of that. If you're not sure about something, bring it on in. We can tell you if we've seen it before or not. Okay? And you will hear a lot more about the FAFSA after January 1st. That's the free application for student assistance. There is a worksheet in your folder if you guys want to take a look at that or show your parents what's going to be coming for that. Now the last thing I want to draw your attention to is this half sheet of paper. Before everybody walks out this door today, we need you to fill this sheet of paper out. To you, it might look like a half sheet of paper. But you know what? This is your prize, so to speak, for all this hard work you've put forth for 13 years. On this paper, you need to print exactly how you would like your name to show on that diploma. And then you sign it. If you don't have a half sheet, you can stop in the counseling office. We might even have a few extras here, I'm not sure. But before you walk out that door, hand this in. Now, if you get home and you didn't put your middle name on here and your parents or somebody wanted you to, go ahead and come on back in. We'll give you another one. But what you put on here is how it will show up on your diploma. Must be a legal name, no nicknames. This is really important. We will hunt you down if we don't get it, okay? All right, I know there's been a lot of information, and I know a lot of you have places to go because I talked to some of you on the way in. So that's about all for me, but I do want to tell you this. If you have any questions, or you have friends that couldn't make it today, have them stop in, sign up, and we'll be happy to go over any of this. So for the last few announcements, I'll turn it back over to Mrs. Colby, and again, thanks for coming.
Okay, just a couple final announcements, and then you'll be able to have half your seminar back. Please look at the posters and on the bulletin boards at the end of the hall by the counseling office. Every time we have a visitation or information, it's posted there. Also, we need parents to help with the all-night party. If your parents are willing to give up some time and effort to make this a fun night for you, please have them contact Mr. Common. Also, October the 23rd is going to be a meeting in the evening for parents, 6:30 to 7:30. It's going to be it's going to include getting ready for college. It includes what the differences are between high school and college, what to expect. Rochester College is coming in to do that, and they will take anywhere 9th through 12th graders. That's from 6:30 to 7:30. At 7:30, there's going to be more in-depth financial aid information to remind you about the FAFSA form and when to get it in and how to get grants and loans. So that's October 23rd. And then one more announcement. Mr. Flanagan wanted me to remind everybody that the district varsity soccer match is tonight at home at 6:30, and they would really like